was Serious Jockin. Thank you to the team this week in the building. We've Justine on news, Jules downstairs on the travel, Mark next door, Andy down the corridor. Our team working remotely this week, Tom and Paul and Anthony and Michael and Callie. Love Songs Sunday, Father's Day of course, 9 a.m. on Sunday for Love Songs. News with Justine coming up in about 30 seconds. Have a great weekend. Sarah after the news.
BBC News at 5 o'clock. This is Justine Green. A former soldier has been found guilty of murdering his neighbours in a row about parking. There's been a big jump in COVID-19 cases in the UK, and next year's Eurovision could be held in Britain. A former soldier has been found guilty of murdering his neighbours after a long-running dispute about parking. Colin Reeves attacked the husband and wife inside their home in Norton Fitzwarren in Somerset with a ceremonial dagger he got from the army. Andrew Plant reports from Bristol Crown Court.
Colin Reeves had argued with his neighbours over car parking. In November last year, the former soldier snapped. He stabbed his next-door neighbours, Stephen and Jennifer Chappell, in their own living room, while their two young children were asleep upstairs. During his trial, he argued he'd lost it that night and hadn't been in control at the time. But the jury decided Reeves had been aware of his actions and found him guilty of murder. He'll be sentenced on Tuesday.
COVID-19 infections in the UK have risen by 43% in a week. The Office for National Statistics says the latest weekly figures suggest there were around 1.4 million people with the virus. Here's our medical editor, Fergus Walsh.
The ONS survey is the most reliable indicator of COVID levels. It suggests roughly 1 in 45 people in the UK were infected last week, up from 1 in 65 the week before. More people were mixing in larger numbers due to the Jubilee celebrations. The ONS says the increase is being driven by two subvariants of Omicron called BA4 and BA5, which are more contagious and better able to evade the immune system. This means that even if you had COVID only a few months ago, it's possible to get reinfected.
Boris Johnson is in Kyiv, where he's been holding talks with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. The Prime Minister offered him a new military training programme for Ukrainian forces, which the government said could help defend the nation against Moscow. He pledged to train up to 10,000 soldiers every 120 days. Speaking at a news conference, Mr Johnson said it was needed.
Only a couple of hours away, a barbaric assault continues on entirely innocent people. Towns and villages are being reduced to rubble. We continue to see the deliberate targeting of civilians, what is unquestionably a war crime.
The Home Secretary Priti Patel has approved an order to extradite the WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange to the United States. He's facing espionage charges in America but has been fighting a legal battle to remain in the UK. Mr Assange has 2 weeks to appeal against the decision. His wife Stella told a news conference that his team would not give up.
We're not at the end of the road here. We're going to fight this. We're going to use every appeal avenue. And we're going to fight. I'm going to spend every waking hour fighting for Julian until he's free, until justice is served.
Gatwick Airport says staff shortages were not a factor in the death of a disabled man who fell on an escalator. The 82-year-old had been waiting for assistance on a plane but decided to make his own way into the terminal. A spokesperson said staff were helping to disembark 3 passengers with restricted mobility at the time, including the man's partner. Talks are underway between the organisers of Eurovision and the BBC to host next year's song contest in the UK. It's been decided the event can't be held in Ukraine because of Russia's invasion. Our entertainment correspondent Lisa Mazumba has more.
This is a disappointing decision for Ukraine, which made headlines with its emotional victory. But it's a boost for the UK, who were the runners-up in the competition and are now being asked to potentially take their place. The European Broadcasting Union, which runs the annual contest, says that after carrying out a feasibility study, it was clear that the security and operational guarantees required from a host country could not be fulfilled. However, the Ukrainian culture minister has rejected that and says holding the contest in his country would send a powerful signal to the world.
It's been the hottest day of the year in the UK for the third day in a row. 32.4 Celsius was recorded this afternoon in West London, beating yesterday's record of 29.5. A health alert has been issued for London, the east and southeast of England, as temperatures could get even higher. In the city, the 100 share index closed down 29 points at 7,016. And tonight's weather forecast remaining warm for much of England and Wales. Overnight lows of 10 Celsius in Edinburgh and Belfast, 16 in Cardiff and 19 in London. BBC News, it's 5:05.
Justine, thank you very much.
Sarah Cox. BBC Radio 2.
Take it away, Daniel.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
Let's get this weekend underway. Thank you very much to Steve and to DJ Silly Boy. Now, we got 20. Here we go. We tour out the great tunes chosen by you. Got some fabulous messages coming in. If you'd like to join in, we love that too.
Text 88291.
Hang on. First one from Louise McCluskey. I nearly said Louise. Louise McCluskey. Play this song for my wife, Julie. The song was being played in all the bars on the night we met. We're having a barbecue, enjoying the sun. Tell her I'm so proud of her. Love her so much. Looking forward to searching for our first house together. Ooh, exciting times. Play this for you, Louise and Julie, but don't poke her face. Little joke there. Because the song's called Poker Face. Whatever. It's all requests. Yay!